Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the FSL Valorant Opened, the second one that we have for the year. Of course, this is brought to you by Intel, supported by Yahoo, and we have kind of a new face here.
New
How you
face?
doing, Marquis? Yeah.
I'm doing great. I'm excited to see the teams play. We've seen a lot of female teams compete with even the male teams in NA especially,
Mm,
and I feel like this is a great place for talent development in the scene, especially for Southeast Asia. So I'm very excited. Similar to what we've seen in FSL Dota, I want to see teams from Southeast Asia compete at a higher level here.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. I mean, I think there was actually a team called Tiamat or something, a Vietnamese team. They have been playing in FSL for a while, and then they played in the VCT Vietnamese
Yeah.
Champions Tour.
They have
Yeah,
they have
it's
two
pretty cool.
slots for this the upcoming challengers, right? So I think that's pretty exciting, and we'll have to see if they can make it.
Yeah,
I'm not apprised of the current standings in the brackets, but
same.
two Vietnamese slots, I think that's pretty cool. More competition in Southeast Asia, and fighting for that one slot
For to go
to
to
go
Iceland.
Iceland, right? Like it's
Yeah,
just
dude.
one slot. Like I really hope that we can
Get
at
more.
least yeah. I think we can get more if he plays really well in Iceland. So I'm very excited to see it's from the top down, right? Like
Yeah,
it's not just the male team. So we have different teams from different regions. We have female teams. If all of these teams get to that level, get to a higher level, if we elevate the level, we can get more slots, and that's where
definitely.
we need to prove ourselves.
Yeah, so all the Southeast Asian gamers, man, prove yourselves in Valor. You gotta keep grinding and really show the world like what Southeast Asia is made of.
Yeah,
But I mean, aside from that, so kind of the reason why I said you're a new face. This is kind of your first time
yeah.
casting FSL
FSL
Valorant Open,
Valorant.
right? So that's pretty cool. I think you're gonna be a great addition because we have a pretty big Filipino audience, I think,
Yeah,
actually. In fact, the first team that we have today, I was kind of confused on the
yeah.
name, but you cleared it up for me. So, first team is Team Phenomenal.
Yep.
They are from Thailand. I'm actually not quite sure. I don't think I've seen them before. Maybe they've played a couple of times in the past, but they should be pretty good. They qualified from yesterday. There were a couple of playoff matches as well. I think they won against another team 13-5, and then they lost to another team 5-13.
Okay.
So a little bit tough, but they were interesting because they were one of the teams that played Astra.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the next team, of course, I'll let you pronounce the name.
Yeah, so this team is from the Philippines. Their team is a really long name. It's EKIMLANGSAKALAM, where actually we have this tendency to flip names around. So it's actually if you go by current trends, it's Mike Lang Malakas. I don't know who Mike is, but Mike,
Hey,
I guess it's all about Mike, right?
Mike's lung.
Mike Lang Malakas.
Like, oh my God, I'm mixing it up.
Yeah, I'm
You're gonna have
excited
to
to see
teach me
this.
some Filipino terms here. I
Yeah,
mean, the only one that I know, and I mean, Holler said it the last time. It's just the you put tanks.
no,
In.
no,
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 we're
no,
not
no,
going
no,
there.
no, no.
But you're gonna teach me some more positive
We're
things.
not putting anything
I
in
want
malls right
some
now.
lang malakas. I want some lakad matatag or something. You know.
We might get some of those when we see the team names later on. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some teams there with more Filipino names, and I'm excited to see this.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's Valorant is quite big in the Philippines as well.
Yes.
Because it's I
For
think
any sports.
way bigger than CS ever was.
Mm.
And Valorant's making waves, and yeah, you have Bran, you have like Jesse Vash, who was actually
Yep.
from Dota,
Dota.
and there's a lot of familiar names, and the whole VCT Philippines was also pretty fun to watch. So I'm excited to see what these teams bring.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to do some, for the Filipino fans as well. I mean, the previous times I not that well versed with Filipino culture or the language Tagalog.
Yeah,
So you're going to help me out with that. But
for sure.
regardless, we're going to get into the game pretty soon. The map, of course, is going to be Haven. I believe they've banned, I think it was Icebox and Split or something. Yeah, Icebox Split. And of course, I believe it's Phenomenal. They're going to be playing on attack, and you know, EKIMLANGSAKALAM, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. They're going to be on defense.
All right. So Haven, I think you really want to start an attacker here. It's just such. I mean, with 3 sites to plant the spike, it's just quite straightforward, right? Like you have 3 options, and then you have mid control as well. So we'll have to see what these teams want to bring on the board. And like you mentioned, Astra has not really been a
Choose your
staple yet.
agent.
Like we've seen some
Yeah.
teams already like at the forefront. They're starting to build strats around Astra, especially with the amount of control she brings that she can do across the map. Such a great controller. But I think that we haven't really
Oh.
seen that often. What's interesting here are two Phoenix picks actually.
Hmm. Okay, I could see Phoenix being viable on Haven, you know, if you want to
Yes.
play around Garage, maybe Seaside. The flashes can be really
Yeah.
strong.
Garage is exactly the place that I'm thinking about when I'm thinking
Yeah.
Phoenix because you can really
Flash
clear
out of
Garage with
doors.
it. Yeah, flash into doors
Yeah,
and
dude.
even B is pretty good, right?
That's true, that's true.
A is slightly more difficult. C, if you can get across the whole length of the corridor, you're good. But yeah, it feels like Phoenix is starting to get more favored in Haven over agents like Reyna, for example, because it's not that straightforward. Still see teams running Reyna on Haven, but I think Phoenix is starting to make to really have a rise in this map. And the thing with Phoenix is you have the wall that actually helps
Yes.
a little bit more over Reyna's Leer because the wall can help you cross the long corridors.
Absolutely right. I mean, it's so versatile. The wall, I mean, it is a wall, but at the same time, it can kind of be used like a smoke, especially say if you're trying to push down A, you have the wall up, and it kind of becomes a guessing game of, oh, are the attacking team going to push through A short, or is it going to be A long? And you just have to be very, very careful about that. At the same time, if you want to push onto sites, get entries, the wall is very useful in cutting the sites down in half as well. He's just a pretty versatile agent, especially on this map. Other maps, you know, maybe there's a bit more room for other agents, other duelists. But yeah, I have to say though, so okay, in FSL Valorant, kind of one of the dominating teams that so far, they're called Celeste. I mean, I
Celeste.
think that, yeah, I got
Like it.
recently picked up Alter Ego Indonesian team.
Yeah.
And they tend to favor this sort of Jet, Omen, maybe a Breach, maybe a Killjoy or a Sage, depending on the map, but always this sort of like Jet, Omen, Breach kind of combo. And that has kind of been the staple for team compositions in FSL Valorant. What do you think of that?
Well, I think it's pretty standard, right? Like, yeah, the Jet has been there for a while. Omen, I don't feel is that standard anymore. Like, you have choices for controllers now. But if that's what they're comfortable with, I think that's something that it really depends on your team, right? Like whether you can actually get that lineup. But okay, let's A side execute right now. Phenomenal getting the first frag out, getting a second, might get a third as well. There's Babe QX actually getting the kill on the Phoenix. Revy is here to make it a little bit easier by taking Victoria down. They're trying to take to retake this side to just 2v4 right now. Whiffy actually does not whiff and gets Saren. It's pretty hard to hit with a frenzy all the way from heaven. It's actually pretty insane that you got a kill. Revy is trying to does not actually clear the corner. Gets gunned down with Whiffy. Does trade but gets taken down by Pew Pew. They are Pew Pewing with the frenzy. Why does this name look so familiar?
Yeah.
Pew Pew with a smile.
Why do I feel like I have seen that name
Like,
before?
yeah, right?
Right.
Mm.
Have you played against a couple of
Maybe.
PvPs? Maybe.
Maybe.
But, I mean, that was kind of a brilliant execute. And that's partially the strength that Brimstone has over Omen, right? When it
Yeah.
comes to side executes, you have your Sky Smokes. They last way longer than Omen Smokes.
Yeah, because of the nerfs and they even
Yeah.
you can even do them like simultaneously. You don't have to wait for the
That's
moment to
it.
set it up. I think that's the biggest difference there.
Just a great execute, I think. The Jet player as well, dashing in. But right now, it seems like they've decided to head towards C. Of course, with their Spectres in hand, this is a site that's slightly easier to break into, especially if Ekim doesn't force buy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call him Ekim.
Ekim. Yeah, we can call him Ekim. Alright, here's the nades coming in. The defenders actually take two attackers down with just classics and utility. And Ivory is here for the frenzy. Oh, just gets spotted by the alarm bot. Unfortunately, reloads too early. The smoke timing there. Revy gets a kill on Saren, and Angelina's going to try to get this kill here. They do bring it down to a 1v3. Victoria does have a Spectre, so can take these long-range engages a little bit better. But it's still a 1v3. It's going to be difficult, and Revy picks up the Spectre, finishes off Victoria. The defenders actually get a round back.
Very beautiful. I mean, they did have the spike down, I guess, but it just they weren't able to hold down the site.
Yeah.
The strength of the Classic with the right click, and of course, I think they just tried to bring kind of a rush towards the C side, but
they rushed
weren't. Yeah.
They rushed too much without establishing a position, and once they got a spike down, they couldn't get the post plant positions ready,
Yep.
and they just got overwhelmed with the classics. I mean, if you have a Spectre, you don't really want to be running gunning as much as a classic. A classic can just like turn the corner and then right click you, and then you're just done.
Get out of my
And this
way.
is definitely going to hurt their economy as well. We're seeing them on classics, maybe a couple of ghosts, and it seems like they're going towards A with a split push. Of course, though, they're going to be met by quite the number of Killjoy utilities. This is going to be pretty difficult for Phenomenal to push through.
Yeah, and they wanted to do a rush here, but you can't rush against Sentinel like that, especially with the traps in place. And this does buy the defenders a lot of time to reset the defenses. They were expecting a rush, but now they know that they've discouraged Phenomenal from going to that A side rush. And they're now trying to reset, but of course, Haven being such a long map, C side is still pretty open. So they're gonna have to play for this close plan. Oh, they actually take garage control.
Well,
Oh, Phenomenal actually has the Blade Storm. So they do stop the garage port, but they still get the plant down. It seems like Phenomenal are still in pretty good position, but with the Sheriff shots, Victoria does get one, but cannot finish the job. Revi finishes off Victoria, and they will get a defuse.
oh, yeah, they will get the defuse. Angeline, that's going to put her 5 out of 7 ult points. Very strong, very good. And a little bit questionable. So they tried to sell a bit of a rotate, but not quite playing it with information enough. And I think EKIM just had the perfect read on the entire situation. You know, they even tried to go with a split push through Garage, and that got shut down completely by Hakane. Of course, Babe QX, towards the end, she had her Blade Storm. A little bit questionable. She went with her Sheriff instead of the knives. So.
I was also thinking that, like, I wonder if we actually missed the knives, like, missing beforehand, maybe in between. I'm not sure, but
I didn't think so, because I saw on the UI that it was
it was still up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was a little bit
I'd
weird.
stick with the Blade Storm there.
Same, but well, they're gonna have rifles this time around, and hopefully a little bit slower. It doesn't seem like the rushes are paying off for Team Phenomenal right now.
Yeah, they should play a default. They try to figure out the defenses first. Like when it comes to these games, you want to get a feel of what the defenders' tendencies are first, before actually fully committing to rushes.
Yeah, I actually love that term, that word. It's something that most people who, if you're not like a big CS player, I mean, you might play FPSs, but you won't always necessarily know what a default means. So would you care to explain what defaulting is?
So a default is basically you're just looking for information and trying to look for pickoffs and basically trying to read opponents before executing on a site, as opposed to an execute, which is basically a set play to get into a site, or a rush, which is basically just running into the site as fast as you can to try and overwhelm defenses. The default is slower.
Yes, slower, kind of get more map control over certain spots. But regardless, it seems like they just went in for an execute anyway. There was a Killjoy lockdown, and they have control over the site. Of course, it bought them time to set up at their positions as well, but here it comes to the retake, and Whiffy, she is looking for blood. She is going to fire her shots away, but Victoria will reply. Gets one, not the second, and it's all up to Sarah now in a 1v3. Let's see what she can do. She gets the first, but up against two people, I think she kind of got overloaded, and of course Revi will be the one to get the headshot. And of course the third round win for Sakalam, as we could see on the screen right there.
It feels like Revi is actually is able to clear things out. Even though they don't go into her site, she's the one that's able to clear things up afterwards, and it's definitely top fragging here. Killjoy on defense especially. We've seen all of those these Sentinels that actually are able to really lock it down on defense, and Revi looks like one of them.
Absolutely. Not to mention, she has her ultimate up as well. That's going to be a very strong tool. I mean, if not for retakes, it can definitely buy some time for her team. But regardless, I am more curious to see how Team Phenomenal is going to work around these sort of problems that they've kind of created for themselves. The default didn't quite work. The execute's not working as well. Now they're kind of just pushing towards C site, and it's just going to be a full-on retake for Team Sakalam.
Hane gets surprised there by Babe QX, who actually snuck into doors, but gets traded quickly. They're gonna get the plant down, and I think Ekim is very good at actually recognizing when to pull back and play for the post plant. They've done it in previous 2 rounds, in fact, and they're okay with the spike going down. They want to take this retake, and Ivory gets first frag of this retake. Siren does trade with Whiffy, and Ivory gets a 3rd frag, and now it's all up to Victoria to play this 1v3.
She heard the footsteps too.
Yeah, and Ivory just swung too wide. It was sometimes you know they're coming, but you can't do anything about it, right? Like they just swing wide, and you're just like, ah, crap.
Unless you're Cadian, but
yeah. that's different. That's different.
So, yeah, sometimes you're just not quite prepared for the Ferrari peak. I'm hearing that term a lot these days.
Ferrari peak, okay. We're not sponsored by Ferrari yet. Why don't we call it like
Toyota peak?
No, that's not that fast.
That's not that fast. Okay. Well,
yeah. Let's see if Phenomenal can actually find a way to break the defenses of Ekim. I mean, it feels like it's not about breaking the defenses of the problem. They get the spike down. The problem is setting up the post plant to ensure that they secure the round, and that has been a problem for Phenomenal for these 5 rounds, except for that one new one, of course. And now they're gonna try B execute. I think this is the first time they actually try this. Babe QX does get a headshot, but Whiffy finishes her off. With the only 15 health remaining, defenders are actually taking control of this site. Attackers are not able to enter here. And with pistols and a lot of sheriffs, actually, it makes it very difficult to go in. Hakane misses the operator shot. They're funneling into garage right now. Let's see if Hakane can actually get a shot here. Oh, actually, peeks a bit, gets headshotted, actually. 6 AP remaining on the Phoenix. Can heal herself. Angeline, meanwhile, is here. Takes one. Oh, gets 2. Has to reload.
1 enemy remaining.
And a lone killjoy is left. 1 bullet. Oh no, Siren only needs 1 bullet to kill her instead. That sheriff headshot. Oh, gets a 2nd as well. This is getting a bit scary, actually. Oh, does not get a 3rd, unfortunately. Whiffy says no.
Not the cleanest, but Angeline, you know, she did her job. She bought enough time for her team to rotate over and, of course, put the final nail in the coffin to the last remaining player, which was, I can't quite remember her name, but
Saren.
I think Nick's, yeah, okay, there we go, Saren. Yeah, it's a little bit weird. I'm loving the discipline that we're seeing from Team Ekim, and they tend not to push on defense. They don't even go for informational plays. In fact, once the executes start coming in, the smokes fall down, they just back off the site completely.
Exactly, and it seems like as long as it works, you can keep doing that. I mean, sometimes you have to push for information if you guys get overwhelmed on the side or if your retakes aren't as good. But you can tell that Ekim's retakes are actually stellar. And that's, if you're not a very good defending team, if you can't anchor the site very well, retaking is actually your way of like playing the attacker on defense, so to speak.
Yeah. And it's interesting how it's been working out for them. I think it's partially due to the fact possibly that they have all these great utilities from Sova, Raze, even just a bit of stopping power to delay the push just coming in. And that's what we're seeing from Angeline. She's doing it again. She gets 2, but shut down by Saren. And she will pick up a Vandal now. Oh, but the flank from Hakane shuts her down completely. It's all up to Pew Pew in a 1v1 now. And this is suddenly quite doable. Still, it's an op on the other side. That's Hakane that she has to deal with.
And Hakane knows where the spike is, so she can just basically hold this. It's actually holding the garage angle before peeking out. Okay, now the spike is a bit pinned down. Let's see if Hakane can actually get this.
As well.
30 seconds left.
Get the molly there. Gets the shot. Doesn't need utility. Like, I'm not gonna waste my creds here. I'm just gonna hit a shot.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the flash is like what, 100, 200 creds? Nah, I'm gonna hold on to that.
Yeah.
And I mean, partially, it's also just because she had the information. She was hearing all those flashes coming from Pew Pew.
Yeah.
And she just knew that, okay, she's going for the spike. She's coming from B. Let me just perfect sight line down into that one corner.
That actually actually is what makes Breach difficult to play in a 1v1. And he's an initiator, so typically you play with players in your team, or like duelists. As opposed to like a Phoenix Flash, which basically just only pops when you're looking at it.
Yeah, Team Phenomenal, their offenses are kind of breaking apart. I mean, you don't want to have a Breach as the last remaining player alive, but that's kind of what we're seeing from them. And I think it's partially due to the lack of coordination, possibly.
Yeah, they don't seem to have a clear strategy the same way EKIM does. And you see Whiffy here again. Like once she gets that information, quickly falls back and waits for teammates to basically go for a retake. And it's the exact same scenario all over again. Ivory gets the first kill again here.
Ooh.
And whittles it down to 5v4. And this retake is going to be a lot easier with one man down. And there's basically the Hunter's Fury, Whiffy getting a first kill. Also tags the rest of them. Angeline getting the showstopper off onto Babe QX. Now it's 4v2. Pew Pew does get one before falling, but Whiffy gets the kill. And that's a 1v4 right now. And Siren is going to get this kill. They do have the lineup basically. It's planted for long. But I don't think oh my gosh, that was really close. And the plant was good, the post plant was pretty good. That the third kill, that headshot spray transfer was pretty good, but unfortunately for Siren, does not get the final killjoy.
Yeah, I guess the numbers just overwhelmed her. But it came so darn close. I guess
close.
at the very least she gets some economical advantages out of that, 100 credits per kill. But yeah, it's perfect retakes from Team Sakalam, Team EKIM. I mean, like you said, they get the information, they back off site completely, and at the same time, it's just a really great usage of utility. I mean, Whiffy with the recon darts, the Hunter's Fury even, and Ivory as well. I mean, that one paranoia, she might not have done much with her kills on her side, but the way that they play around the smokes, they know that there's going to be a player posted up at C long, and they just smoke it off completely.
Yeah, well, I think the Phoenix almost got a headshot off the wallbang there. Or just guessing, but like almost got a headshot onto the brimstone.
You should run. Blocking sight.
Babe QX executing here, goes through the tailwind. Ivory does get the frag though. Babe QX didn't stop fast enough, and that paranoia is just perfect. Ivory is gonna go for from the shadows as well. Pulls the carpet from under them. Okay, so he actually teleports back to safety. So again, disciplined play. She could have just stayed there and started fighting, but wanted to wait for teammates in a 5v3. Revy gets a kill with the operator. They actually swapped guns here so that the Phoenix could run it back. This is just great coordination from them. Victoria does get one kill. The only one left in hell, 1v4, takes a second one, but that was great coordination from Phoenix and Killjoy. They recognize that, okay, I want to run it back, but it's not smart with an AWP. Let's swap guns. Revy gets that kill, and then they just get secured AWP back, secured a round even. It just goes to show how coordinated they are. They're playing really fast here.
Coordinated, really safe. I mean, they're not doing anything ridiculously risky. Ivory came a little bit close, I think, at the start, but just ult out of there.
Yeah.
It works. And I mean, I was a little bit iffy with the Phoenix run it back. Of course, they swapped weapons, but the fact that Hakane's run it back got immediately shut down, I was a bit concerned. But Revy just used it to her advantage. She kind of used that ult as a meat shield.
Exactly.
After it, that was brilliant.
I think that might have been intentional, in fact.
Yes. And it just shows, EKIM, they've got something to show here.
Yeah, and it's really so disciplined. Like the fact that the Omen actually used teleport to get out of that, and Ivory gets another opening frag. Akane gets a kill onto Victoria as well, and it looks like Phenomenal are gonna have a really difficult time here. Ivory is stuck there and does get taken down by Pew Pew, but Angeline is gonna be here to rotate and secure Garage.
Let's see. She's going to use her blast pack to kind of flush someone out of the corner. They are indeed there. Still, though, it's going to be an eco round for Team Phenomenal. They only have goats. They might have picked up a couple of weapons, but not too much sustainable damage. 3v4, and they kind of are banking on Babe QX with the Spectre to find an entry, it seems like.
Yeah, and she actually has the Blade Storm as well, so they could opt for that if they feel like they need to, bring more firepower into this eco round. But they're down 8-1, so I think trying something out wouldn't be too bad here. Remy gets a kill onto Pew Pew. Again, Breach, easy Breach, trying to make some
30
plays here
seconds
without any teammates, and I feel like that's something that Ekim has shown to combo with their agents. Meanwhile, Phenomenal seem like they're still like trying to get the hang of things to play together.
That's absolutely right. It's like you said earlier before, it's tough for Breach to do anything on his own. He needs support from his teammates. That's why you kind of have the Breach Jet combo, but Big QX was in there to follow it up this time, and Whiffy will just clean things up with a double kill. 9-1 right now is the score, and that cannot feel good for Team Phenomenal.
Definitely not, but it really boils down to teamwork, because I don't feel that the firepower difference is that huge. But just the way Ekim executes with their agents, with their utility, even from defending, from trying to delay and buy time, to actually retaking the sites, you could tell that their utility usage as a team is just much better.
That's right. I mean, even in that round itself, I think Team Phenomenal were trying to push in the garage. They took down Ivory, but immediately Ivory was supported by Angeline, by Whiffy. They had players posted up on those positions to come in to support the teammates if they do fall. Right now, it's going to be a full-on execute onto the C-side. We have the Hellfire from above, and they are just looking to gain entry off of that one ultimate. Still shut down by Akane, though. And Baby UX is trying to set up a bit of a flank, but misses. And that's going to be quite problematic. They have to worry about Garage now. Spike falls, and that is not good at all. Saren, though, has something to say about this. Finds one op shot for her troubles. They pick up the Spike. Still need to get it down. 2v3. Come on, Saren. Do this for your team. Oh.
Last player standing.
Unfortunately, it's both killjoys with the op. Okay, Saren actually does get one. I think if Saren got the kill onto Angeline, it would have been a much better round for them. Unfortunately, I think Angeline was actually baiting the op shot. She was dancing around. That was deliberate, like
she wasn't firing.
No, she wasn't firing at all.
Yes.
So she was really baiting the op shot so that her teammates from the defender spawn can actually go in. And actually, I think that was really smartly played by Ekim, and it just goes to show that they really know what they're doing on the side of Ekim. Like, all of them are fragging, all of them are popping off in random rounds. And Whiffy actually already overtook Revy in terms of kills.
Wow. Well,
so for someone named Whiffy, definitely not whiffing a lot.
Well, I think they live up to their team name. EKIMLANGSAKALAM. I was gonna say Sakalam. Yeah, dude. Right now, I guess kind of an A rush, a little bit of a desperation play from Team Phenomenal. They have their full buy though, so they need to make this one count. It's the last round of the first half.
Joke's over.
Ivory, they're gonna have to make sure that they get this kill onto the Omen, otherwise they won't be able to get into the site. There's a Rolling Thunder coming in, stunning Ivory up, and Nix actually gets a kill onto Ivory. Finally gets into this site, but there is the defender lockdown as well that they have to deal with, so they might not want to plant here yet. And Spike Carrier does get killed. 3 players detained.
No! Revy, what a monster. She gets 2, and also everyone got detained. And now they're forced all the way to the back of the site. The Spike's not even planted yet. And Victoria caught in a 1v3. What's she gonna do? Does she want to retrieve it? She wants to, but she can't. They are all watching down this one position. Whiffy even going up around her. Still, they want to stay alive for this, but oh! She managed to isolate the duels, and the flash kind of poor timing on it allows for Victoria to come with the kills. Now it's all up to Whiffy, and it's 1v1. Victoria, 45 points of health though.
Oh, unlucky. That was... And I don't think she expected Whiffy to be that close that fast. Alright, and Whiffy, well, doesn't whiff.
Whiffy doesn't whiff. She has not been whiffing much at all in this entire game.
Switching sides.
Every engagement that I've seen Whiffy like go for is a kill.
You gotta change your name to like not Whiffy.
No, but that's the thing, right? It's like there's some people that are cursed when you say that you're gonna do something.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't happen. So that's how she counters the curse.
I've had that game before. Someone just they named themselves Potato Aim, but then they end up top fragging and not having Potato Aim at all.
It's really just that. Like some people, when they say something, the opposite thing happens. Like the
Oh my
caster's curse,
gosh.
right?
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
So if we
you wanna
want
test
Team
it?
Phenomenal, yeah, let's try this. So Team Phenomenal is totally not gonna win
Yeah.
this round.
I mean, how hard? It's impossible, right? How are they gonna
Yeah.
tie this game?
11-1. You know they have a poor setup. You go, so you guys.
How are they gonna tie this
This
game?
is not happening. She might have gotten the one headshot, but no. Team Ekim is just too strong right now.
No way, no way.
Still, well, they do pick up the alt orb. That is a pretty valuable resource, and they're going to rotate all the way around back. It seems to have baited out the rotates for Team Phenomenal, in fact. They're kind of coming around back to A site now, however. But look at where Angeline is. She's already on site.
All the way in.
Ooh.
Great use of the nade as well. Basically letting her teammates get into the side, get that spike plant down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Team Phenomenal is definitely going to win this. No, I mean, wait, no. Team Ekim's definitely going to win this.
Yeah, Phenomenal. Nah. 5v3? No, I'm still not confident here.
Yeah, this is not happening. Yeah, they're going to tap the spike. Whatever. Go in and flash. You know, you're just going to fall to Hakane now.
Big
Oh.
QX with a kill on Hakane. Call with a flash down. that feels bad for Phoenix sometimes. But then, hey, Team
It
Phenomenal. It worked.
It worked! Alright, so we just keep doing this
We
for
are
the rest of the Oh no, I feel bad. I feel like Team Phenomenal might have been losing because we were rooting for them. So what we gotta do is root
Not root
against
for them. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, let's go. Team Ekim, close this down. We
Yes.
just need to go around.
Close this out, and this is a pretty smart buy as well. They know that they have the lead in terms of rounds, you know, 9-round deficit for Team Phenomenal, so they're going to force buy this, and it could pay off. Even if they lose, it's not the worst thing.
Yeah, you want that damage into the economy as well in round 2. Even if you don't win this round, if you do damage their economy, they're forced to rebuy in round 3. And most of them, if they all buy, they won't be able to afford rifles in round 3. So you could take this gamble. I've seen all teams actually win this gamble. And Nixus gets the first kill. Heals herself. Angeline is down already. That pesky Raze is going to be out there.
It's just one kill, though. Nah.
Just one kill. Not bad.
She might get gun and dink as well, but nah.
Nah. Dink. No problem.
Okay, a little bit of a confused spray, perhaps. She's
no, it's
thinking
behind the
about
box. You just hope something
it.
hits.
She's just like doing the,
Yeah.
wave your hand on the mouse pad thing. But she's thinking about deploying the blaze wall. Instead, she gets shut down by her counterpart, Hakane. Might have found an entry for a team, but again, the timing with the flashes. It's going to be Saren who slows her down. Buys time for a team to rotate over, perhaps. They're definitely going towards B side now.
what?
Ooh!
Spike
Wait.
down,
That was a molly.
30 seconds
In the
left.
smoke. It was in the smoke. She didn't see it.
A molly in the shot. She tries to pre-fire and push through the smoke. And now Revi's just waiting for someone to push out a garage. She saw the barrel.
Last player standing.
Unfortunately, it was not healthy enough. And Phenomenal get a round number 3.
Nah, it's just one round.
Yeah, I mean, how are they gonna get another 9, right?
This is, yeah. Of course, though, Team Ekim, they did force buy, and that just means they're not going to be able to buy back into this round. Possibly, I mean, maybe a bit of a half buy. You have enough for the next round. Let's see what happens. Nyx is on the Vandal. I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, especially if you're playing those long angles. Only be defender here so she can lock down from window.
Still, it's going to be a little bit of an A-split rush. They have the darts to back themselves up, but QQ's looking to delay them. That is a great use of the Aftershock. Smokes down as well, but Angeline and Hakane!
Wow.
What is this?
That was just a sick entry. They were running in. This is running with pistols. That's pretty much the name of the game here. And let's see if Phenomenal can actually take this back with the guns that they have. Angeline is very low, so they could easily make this a 3v4, which is way more doable.
Yeah, Phenomenal, they have guns? Nah, they can't win this. They're going up against pistols. That's no way that it happens. 2v3.
Yeah, I mean, they cut it down a little bit. Nixus is
player
healing up, and
standing.
Ivory
Oh my
gets a kill
God.
onto Saren. Whoa, okay. Ivory is One sneaky player. What was that?
Match point.
That was brilliant.
This is the best part about watching Good Omens play.
Yes.
They confuse you. You don't know where they are. You hear them teleporting, yes. But they don't know where they actually are. No.
Yeah, man.
Alright, I think that was just very smart because that repositioning made who was Nyx's? Made Nyx's really confused because she was like, yeah, the Omen's right here.
Can I get this?
And then she goes in and is like, wait, where's Omen?
Yeah, she heard the TP and that she wanted to find her somehow,
swarm grenade.
maybe mid TP in
Yeah.
fact, but not too late.
I
She's
think
already
she
gone.
crossed the smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the nades, there's shock darts as well. They don't do any damage,
Down.
but it looks like Ekim is actually going into the seaside. Angeline gets the first kill onto Babe Q-Rex. Is jumping around. Hakane does not get a kill onto the Phoenix. Finishes running back all the way back to the Covey, and Nyx's with only a sheriff here won't be able to do much for now.
Yeah, this is actually pretty tough for Phenomenal right now. 4v5, and they basically have entire control over the site. Nyx is a little bit risky. She went in for the peek with the flash, and she gets shut down. A lot of trades, and all of a sudden, it's all up to Pew Pew and Victoria. Victoria, though, kind of snuck on the side, but shut down by Ivory. And now it's all up to Pew Pew. She has a Vandal, but 5 rounds in the chamber. What is she going to do? They're running her down, and it's going to be 13-3. Team EKIMLANGSAKALAM takes the win.
We're gonna have to say their name over and over again. With the way they played in this round, I feel like we're gonna see them go for a deep run here.
Oh my gosh, it's definitely possible. But unfortunately with that, because Team Phenomenal they lost a game yesterday.
Yeah.
Games weren't streamed yesterday, but they were playing group stages. This just means that Phenomenal unfortunately are out of the tournament.
I'm sad.
Big Sag.
Yeah,
Feels bad, man.
I kind of want to watch more of Saren.
Yeah, right. And I wanted to see them more because they were one of the only teams that played Astra. Unfortunately, they're not doing it this time around, and it's going to be Team Ekim who takes the win, and they get to proceed forward in the tournament.
Yeah, I want to see more of Team Ekim as well.
Very coordinated.
I like Ivory.
Yeah.
The way she sneaks around is just reminiscent of remember Spyco?
Oh my god,
Sneaky.
yes.
But she does it in a more active way. Spyco likes to lurk, but her Ivory's Omen is teleports behind you and then kills you. I'm not even
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
It feels that way.
Flexinja?
Yeah.
Not as aggressive.
Not as aggressive. Yeah, but
It's the repositioning.
yes, especially on defending. It's post plan or on the retake or defending. Ivory just knows how to get out of a bad situation.
Yes.
Typically not what controllers do, but she makes good use of that shrouded step to actually just teleport out.
And that's the strength of Omen. I mean, if you're playing an Omen, of course, it's kind of one of the things that sets apart the good Omens from the great Omens.
Yeah.
I mean, they tend not to use their shrouded steps too much, especially in tournament play. Flexinja, of course, he's very aggressive. It's very fun to watch him TP behind players. But when you have someone like Ivory who uses it in a different manner, you just teleport, reposition yourself, keep people guessing. That's the biggest thing. And they move forward. Honestly, Ivory, she's really strong, but whiffy. Not true to her name. She does not whiff. But the thing that I love about Team EKIMLANGSAKALAM is that they are really coordinated.
Yeah.
They know how to play, and the side anchor knows how to delay if it rotates. They know how to support each other. If someone falls, they immediately come in to refrag. That kind of thing. It's really fun to watch.
And in a map like Haven, you could tell that they knew what they wanted to do.
Even though they weren't,
They were in defense, and for
Exactly.
attack kind of leaning map, they were like, yeah, let's just let them in and then go for the retake. We can do this every single time. And then it was really successful for them. And with all 5 of their players being so coordinated together, it was just really good.
It's just absolutely strong. I hope to see more of them. I want to challenge you to say EKIMLANGSAKALAM 3 times fast.
Yeah.
Can you do it?
EKIMLANGSAKALAM, EKIMLANGSAKALAM, EKIMLANGSAKALAM.
Okay, you can
Got
do it. I
it.
can't. That was sick. All right, next game is going to be Arakat Aresta versus Couldn't Care Less. So stay tuned for that, guys. We're going to be right back after this break.